And we're up.
All right. So last time, uh, you guys had successfully infiltrated the Horn Enclave, made a deal with a doppelganger who kind of betrayed you, but you were ultimately able to break into the vault and get out. Unfortunately, the piece of the orrery you were looking for was not there. This was not a trap. Think of it more like a test. Um, Lottie wanted to make sure that you could handle it, handle yourselves before getting their piece of the orrery. But anyway, you made it out. Um, first first question, I guess, is where are you going? Are you going back to Phandalin? What are you doing?
Well, I thought that's where we were because we went through the teleporting door, and this
Well,
takes us right back.
I thought you had to go in like 60-foot intervals,
Well, I
or
think the
not 60
teleport
foot.
door isn't the only door, would be the way I would understand it.
Oh, I thought the
Oh,
teleport door you could move it around,
Right. The teleport
but
door can move, but yeah, I think
the
the
actual
actual door
base,
is still Phandalin.
yeah, the
oh,
base
okay.
never moves. The door just moves.
Yeah, so
I
we
thought
just
the
can
whole
like walk
base.
out the front.
I thought the whole base was moving with you because you had to. That's why you went a little ways away from, a couple miles away from the Horn Enclave.
Oh, we just didn't want to put the door like appearing like we just come out of a door in front of
Yeah.
people. It would be kind of weird.
Okay, then back to Phandalin you go, and
And I guess
we'll
we're sort of
take.
trapped for a little while because I guess the door has to catch up.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't move the door immediately. So
So we'll take you guys to Phandalin.
The word is banana.
Yeah, what is all this?
You don't
I don't know.
recognize it?
I
Come
know
on,
it's from Psych.
CJ.
Why is it on here?
Because I got on early one night and we were waiting for someone.
Oh, yeah, it's the second episode of Psych.
Yeah.
But
Oh, right. Yes, I
but
forgot about that.
yeah,
I
I
was trying
was
to remember.
delicious pudding. Um, so yeah, it has been quite a while since you guys have been here for any amount of time. Um, but let's do first things first. Immediately when you get back to Phandalin, what are you guys doing?
Taking a nap.
All right. Um, taking a nap. Colby, you wanted to do sending to
Oh yeah.
the people, or were you going to try and get in contact with headquarters first? Is there anybody in town you guys want to go see, or anything like that?
So I think as soon as we had a long rest, I already told the horns about the doppelganger. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think that the
it's some
next
kind of
sending would
message.
be probably Omen Drawn, just to update.
Okay. And uh, are you just going to update him, or uh, are you going to also, I guess, request help with Lottie
I mean,
finding out
yeah, I think we would.
information,
I
or
think we could at least say like uh, something like got in and out of Enclave with little fuss. Item and illusion not there. Who is the creator, Lottie, or something like that.
okay,
I don't know how many words that actually was, but it felt about right.
yeah, that's we'll go with it. Um, and you're sending that directly to Omen himself, or are you going to try to go to Jim Dark Magic, or
I kind of feel like Omen, just because.
okay,
I mean, honestly, Jim has real flake energy, and I don't always know what I think's going to happen if I talk to him.
Okay.
And anyone else, like, we just ran into a doppelganger. There's been a lot of like moles and betrayal. Omen and Jim are about the only people I trust. I just don't think Jim is always hyper competent. So
Yeah. Totally fair. So
well, and we still
let's
have what's his face with us, right?
who?
No, I guess we just abandoned him on the edge of the city, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
But the awful bard.
Flabbergast.
Yeah, Flabbergast.
Yeah, you just abandoned him there.
Well, I
He's
guess we
still
could.
waiting.
I guess I could spare another sending to let him know, hey, the door is going to pop up in such and such place here soon. That's how we'll get him back to the manor.
All right. Yeah, we'll say George's date was with you guys the whole time, sneaking into the vault as well. While I determine what Omen sends back, is there anything else you guys want to do?
We should definitely check out our people and go to the keep or the Trustador Manor.
Like check in with everyone and yeah.
25 words. Okay. So, when you get back to your manor, you are greeted with quite a sight. What's her face? Talonatha Three Coins, or was that her name?
I think so, yeah.
I think all I have down is Talonatha.
And I can't find her handout, so that's fun. I know I gave you one. It's probably under this one instead. Yeah, Talonatha Three Coins. She is looking quite beat up. She's got bruises all over her body, some cuts. She looks really, really out of it.
Didn't we
Just
send
really
her to go do stuff in the surrounding area?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, she found whatever it was that was eating the cows, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
I will, as soon as I see that, I'll go ahead and burn some healing spells
You!
just to get her back up.
Which you.
So
I guess I probably said that out loud, like, "Oh, you found what's eating the cows, didn't you?"
yes, I did. And
Cure wounds, cure wounds.
you all owe me big time. Big. I know you saved my life and all, but big time. Also, your expenses are going to be going up quite dramatically for food. Because I hired what was eating the sheep. You're welcome. I'm trying to find it.
So you're telling me we have Plan C, we have wherever she hired, which is probably an owlbear.
If she hired it, it's not an owlbear. It's almost got to be dragon's too big. My money's
Werewolf?
on giant.
No.
Also, by the fact that Sleeping Giant is in the middle of the screen. I know that's the name of the inn, but it just seems weirdly coincidental.
Right. That's true.
Like, hey, our inn's named after the story of a giant that used to sleep around here.
I know there was a thing. Is it on the... I know I made it. Oh, here we go. You now have a security guard, or we'll say a security ogre.
Ogre. Okay.
Is he? Is it a he or a she?
It is a she.
Okay. I was about to be like, wait.
However you say it, Stuzant, I guess.
Stuzen.
Stuzant was an ogre hired by what's his face, the little gnome mage that.
Oh
you guys,
yeah. Psychotic gnome.
What's his name? I can't think of it.
I can't remember it either.
Whoever.
The necromancy or
The
whatever.
one pretending to be Dran Enterprises. Hired her
Huber?
to help out on the attack of Tressendar Manor. She is the reason most of the walls were smashed through. But when the attack was over, everyone else just kind of fled away, and she had nowhere else to go. So she's just been out in the woods eating sheep and cows and things that she came across. 3 coins went in trying to fight her, but got the crap beat out of her and ended up hiring her instead. So yeah, you guys have a security ogre. Huzzah!
Works for me.
We should have stolen more.
What's
from the
that?
wedding. We should have stolen more from the wedding.
Yeah.
Well, the
Well,
the giant thing was
Oh,
wasn't that a job for the town?
yes, it was a job from the town, but not one that they hired you for. You just kind of offered to do.
That's unfortunate.
Also, what's your direwolf's name? Plan C.
Yep.
So Plan C now has 2 buddies. Stuzant had a pair of direwolves of her own.
oh, okay.
So you've got 2 more direwolves. Huzzah!
We're really leaning into this like bandits on the hill aesthetic here.
Yep. Yeah, you are.
Oh well, we don't like the mayor, so screw that guy.
So what do we make things messy for him?
Anything else? Anybody else you guys want to talk to?
I think I have some stuff to sell. Because I always have stuff to sell. Let's see.
Okay. I didn't know you picked up much while you were in the Horn Enclave.
Well, remember, I made a crap ton of stuff on the way there.
Oh, right, yeah, because we were going to do something else and then we changed our
I still
plan
have
changed.
20 ever-burning torches left.
Right.
We were selling
Okay.
those for 300 each, and I figured the miners would pay that much or more because they're flameless, which means they'd be very safe for mining.
Mm.
And we're in the middle of nowhere, so I'm sure they're not easy to come by.
Don't want to donate them to the town to keep them lit up at night?
We've now got a hungry ogre and 3 direwolves to feed. It is in the town's interest that we have sufficient resources.
Okay.
Yeah, do we have to pay our people? Like,
Well, we paid them for a month before we left. We've only been gone, what, a week?
You said you paid them before you left for the Horn Enclave?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Well, no, didn't we say it was like 2 weeks to get up there?
Yeah, that might be right.
So then 2 weeks to get back.
Well, remember, though, we just walked through the door, so it's only been 2 weeks then. Now, it'll be 2 weeks before our door comes back, but
Gotcha. Gotcha.
we need to
Okay.
make a door token to put on the map so we can track where our door is.
So that means that you guys need I made 2 different tokens for this woman. Or 2 different columns. Handouts. We're going to go with this one because it looks more mining. Did that pop up on the screen for everybody?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
we used the other one before, though,
Did I?
because I would remember that. It's very distinctive.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
all right.
I used this one before?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to use this the first one now, the one with the candle on her helmet.
I'll say,
'Cause
I think
that's
the other one's a
mine.
halfling anyway.
Is it?
Halfling or gnome?
Yeah,
I think it's halfling, because gnomes have pointy ears.
Anyway, yeah, this one. We'll delete the old one, so you guys don't have to worry about it. Yeah, this is the woman in charge of the mining exchange who got you your invitations to the wedding. Yeah, it might be smart to talk to her before word gets back about what happened up there. You may have besmirched her good name somehow.
I mean, I also think we discovered a kidnapping plot and
Yeah.
potentially helped rescue the. I guess it was of the bride's family, but still.
Yeah.
I like to think. I mean, we stole nothing, and we revealed that there was a doppelganger stealing a legendary dwarven relic.
Anyway, so she's in charge of the miners exchange. She definitely is interested in those torches. However, this is a relatively new town, and the mining program has not been flourishing necessarily. Let me. Well, what level are you guys?
5.
5. Roll. Roll a D100. One person.
I always roll garbage, so someone else.
I gotcha.
Okay, he's on it.
54. So this one. Okay. Roll somebody else. Roll 2d6.
Oh, I got you, baby. Boom. Get it.
So
Roll.
now somebody else roll 1d6.
I'll do it. 1d6.
Yep.
I don't know if that's good or bad, though.
Okay. How much are you selling the torches for?
So we sold the last set for 300 each.
300 each. And how many do you have?
20.
Okay. So let me do some quick maths because okay. She can't buy all of them now for 300 apiece. She would. I basically had you guys roll to see how much money the miners' exchange had.
Mhm.
um, so she'd be willing to buy 10 of them off of you for 300 apiece.
Works for me. That puts us up to 61.85 gold. Which is a little bit better than we were before we went and gave away a bunch of stuff and got nothing in return.
Then let's have you guys roll a d20. Somebody.
Guess I'm the only one who hasn't rolled. Let's see what happens. Yep, that's about right. That's about right.
Nope, that's
Yeah,
that's
that feels good.
actually probably better for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, while I was doing all that, I did not at all think about what Omendron would send back. Give me a second.
Oh. Well, we survived the wedding, which is honestly better than I expected.
Yeah, I kept waiting for that big golem thing to come to life and kill us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Those hallways were a death trap.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were. It was very much meant to keep you guys from trying to just kill everyone.
Yeah, barge in and yeah.
I mean, it definitely seems like we were going to end up in jail. And then either they would ransom us out to do something for them, or maybe, like, the doppelganger would arrange for us to escape so she could cover her tracks. Not to escape well, mind you. Probably to go get killed by a statue. Well, what are our other magic item needs at this point? I think everyone has a magic weapon and or a magic spell focus. We could do something to raise Noble Six's AC, make him a little harder to hit.
So you receive back a relatively short message from Omandron. Basically just says, heard about mission, stay put, will send aid. And the 7 you rolled is how many days it takes for aid to arrive. So 7 days from now, you will receive aid from Omandron. In the meantime, that means you guys have 1 week of downtime. What would you like to do during your week of downtime?
I mean, my answer is always make money and buy things. So, what are your all's thoughts?
Well, clearly we have to find a way to make money.
Well, there's franchise tasks, right?
Yes. Let me try and put some of these things.
Guys, I feel like for a day, we should draw out plans to turn Tressendar Manor into Tressendar Castle.
Headquarters modification is on the
Yep.
list. Although that's
And it's
not quite what that is, but
so here is a link to the downtime thing for specifically for AC Inc. But in there, there's a section that gives you links to uh, other handbooks that also have different downtime activities. If you like to look at those, or you guys can just think of something on your own, and we can go with it.
I mean, there is an option to gather information, which wouldn't be the worst thing.
What kind of information would you be trying to gather in Phandalin?
Well, we want to know more about Lottie, but I think
Yeah,
we also.
I don't think anybody in Phandalin would know about Lottie, unfortunately.
Hold on. It drives me crazy that for some reason on D&D Beyond, if the sidebar is too long, it won't scroll down.
Hmm.
Because there is a stupid thing on gathering information and I can't find it. Well, I don't know then.
Okay.
What do y'all
So
think?
So other than just in general making money, how do you guys think you would, if you don't have any necessary tasks that you're trying to accomplish, what would your characters do during downtime? Like, how would you relax? Or would you relax? Would you do something different? Am I there? Hello?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
I was reading. I got distracted
Oh,
about team building. I was trying to see if
oh,
trust
gotcha.
falls were in there.
I'm currently just trying to read.
Gotcha.
Team building.
Hmm.
Well, we're not going to get anything actually
No,
built in a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just for funsies, how would you guys relax knowing you have just a week to do whatever you wanted?
Knowing me, I would. I don't know what would I do. I'd probably fart around at the manor, tidy up, help,
You
try to help just fix parts of it.
you wouldn't take your dwarf girlfriend on a date to the apple orchard?
Well, clearly that's a nighttime thing for nighttime activities.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is I'm referring to, like, I gotta split this up. We got morning stuff to do. You got midday stuff, and you got like nighttime activities. So like, during the day, I'll be around Tressendar Manor, being a good franchisee, trying to help out and push things along and get things done. Thinking of ways we could try and make money. And then at night, of course, me and Dodger, we're going out to the apple orchard. We're going out doing nighttime things. Might egg the mayor's house. That's too expensive.
Okay. Fun, fun, fun. Uh, Noble Six. Oh, he left. Veerheis, what would you do during your downtime?
I'd probably tinker around with like my uh, bot thing, and I don't know what else.
Okay. Are any particular reason you're tinkering around with it in particular, or
No, I mean just the usual, making sure it works right and everything, and
okay? Errant, you spend most of your time just slaving away at the torches.
Yeah, I'd say I could keep making potions and torches. Let me see how many torches I figured out I could make in a day. I can make 5 torches a day. And let's see. I know at one point we figured out how long that takes. I can already tell this article I looked up is incorrect. Because they didn't factor in... Huh? No? Oh, that's the problem. They have the cost wrong. Okay, so it's 1 day per potion of healing. So if we have 7 days... Gotta do math. Gotta do math. So it's 7...
So you're going to make 1 potion of healing per day?
Sorry, you said something and I couldn't hear the math on my on my Google Assistant.
Sorry, I said you're going to make 1 potion of healing per day?
Yeah, I think that'll be the plan. I'm trying to figure out how much it'll cost me.
Gotcha. Is it more than a potion of healing costs?
Well, I was figuring out the torches too.
Gotcha.
So... If I buy new materials, I can make 35 more. Which we're going to have to take a trip to Neverwinter at some point, but that's probably on the list anyway. And then... Yeah, I can make another 5. Yep. So that's my task. And I guess at some point I will then be aiming to go somewhere where I can sell 45 of these torches. But I assume that will just sort of happen along the way.
Yeah, we'll try and make it.
Yeah, I think Errant doesn't really have like an off mode.
Yeah.
That's just not his vibe. Like, you know, like he likes crafting, but also somewhere in the back of his head is the thought that like if he doesn't keep the group as prepared as possible, you know, someone will get killed.
Okay. And Noble 6, how would you spend a week of free time?
1 sec. So I missed what everyone else has done because my computer's been kind of messing up for some reason.
George is philandering around town. Errant is making health potions for everyone, 1 a day. And Vierhuis is just tinkering with his stuff.
Don't forget, George is also helping out at Tresendar Manor.
Yes. During the day, helping Tresendar Manor look its best. At night, sneaking off to the apple orchard with his dwarven love.
So during the day, I'm playing was Plan C.
Mm-hmm.
There's also D and E.
And there's also
D
2 more.
and E. At night, on a few of the nights, I'm going out drinking because why not?
Dwarf.
And then the other nights, I'm doing what every person loves, and that's playing with their weapons.
Okay. Like, are you like training somehow, or?
I guess I would say like training, like practicing combat moves.
Mm-hmm.
Messing with throwing axes and throwing them at trees.
That's what I was going to say.
I've done it.
Practice
It's
my
pretty
aim on
fun.
my throwing
Right.
axes.
Throwing other weapons at trees to see what happens.
Which when going to when going out drinking, which of the inns or establishments are you visiting? The Sleeping Giant or the Stonehill Inn? It should be known that the Sleeping Giant is run by a fellow dwarf, whereas the Stonehill is run by humans.
Probably the sleeping giant.
Okay. Um, when you go out drinking there, are you doing it to have a good time? Like, are you mingling with people, or are you going there to be alone and drink by yourself?
Oh, I'm mingling. Like I go in there alone, but then I gotta talk to other people
Okay.
and socialize.
Um, what are you trying to
Accomplished?
not necessarily accomplish, but are you are you trying to make friends, or are you going to kind of like are you going to meet people and make connections while having a good time, or are you going just to party and you'll forget everybody the next day?
Oh, I'm trying to
Depending on
make
how.
connections to build the
Okay.
drinking group up.
Okay.
I'm just gonna start a
Roll
beer pong league.
roll a d20. Ooh, you overdo it a little bit every night. You don't make all the connections that you were hoping to, but then it's only been a week, and you've been gone for a long time. Um, I'll say this: the people there will definitely remember you. um, let's see, and one second. Um, so with sorry, I'm trying to read things and think of things.
I just noticed this, but
Which what did you just notice in that?
oh, while I was looking through it, I like the explore territory thing. I was
Oh,
just noticing. It says it's 200 GP per franchise rank. So I guess I'd have to ask the group if they thought it was worth.
400.
Yeah, I mean, since I'm the cartographer, I would get a +2 bonus on the.
Ooh, what's it do?
If you roll high enough, you can either discover a natural feature or get new customers.
So, here's what I'm going to do for you, Noble Six. The it's not much. I wouldn't even say it's. I don't know if it will even be useful at all. But the fact that you took the time during your week to play with your weapons and practice throwing them against the tree, you can now throw your great axe instead of just your hand axe if you choose to do it.
I think I
Um,
sold the great axe.
Oh,
Great axe throw.
it says you still have it in your inventory or on your attack sheet.
And I think we switched him to longsword and shield.
Oh no, we still have it.
Yeah.
Well, now you can throw it. You can throw your +1 great axe and do that damage instead of a hand axe damage.
Will I be
Just
able to
remember
retrieve
to-
it, or does it depend on where we throw it at?
Kind of depends on where you throw it at.
Yep.
Fair enough.
But yeah, if you won't suffer a disadvantage to throwing the hand. It is now considered to have the thrown weapon property. So I don't know if that will ever come into play, but if you
You
need
never
a
know.
plus, it'll have the same range as your hand axe, so not terribly far, but it's there. And I don't know if you could do this before or not, but to make it a little easier to use, you can throw your hand axe and your great axe as a bonus action if you chose to do so.
All right.
And hopefully that's not too game breaking, because theoretically you just have one of both. So you can't spam it in the middle of combat. And it never hurts to have a couple more options as a melee character. Anyway, with that, 7 days pass. On the 7th day in the morning, excuse me, you all are waking up, having breakfast at Tressendor Manor, discussing, what it is you'll be doing next, what you'll be doing for the day, all that fun stuff that you plan when you have nothing else to do. When the sky starts to darken, a giant shadow appears, slowly creeping across the land and stopping right above your manor. And what appears when you go outside is a giant battle balloon. And
And we would recognize this is probably one of the Ak Inc. battle balloons.
yes,
Okay. So we're not
It
like
has-
panicking.
Yeah, I know, right?
it has the Ak Inc. logo on the balloon. I don't know if you guys can really make it out in that pic. It did show up for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just sort of see the tail end of it. If you didn't know what it was, it wouldn't tell you anything.
Yeah. So there's that. It sort of anchors at your manor and starts to land. And then oh, come on. Where are all the things I'm trying to give people? All right, here it is. When it lands, uh, you can see a bunch of people on the deck. Couldn't think of the word. Scurrying about, doing their duties. There's anywhere between 25 and 50 people manning this thing. Looks like it takes a lot of work to handle. But out of the quarters, chamber, whatever, appears this man, who Colby, or Errant, I'm sorry, would probably have heard of, if not recognize. It is. Why I have so many pages open. Gosh darn it. So I have no idea how to pronounce it. Thriz Droub?
Cthulhu's Draub.
Cathris. Colby, you would have heard, or I keep saying Colby, Errant, you would have heard, if nothing else, rumors about this guy. He was. Rumors are that he joined up with Ak Inc., and on his very first mission with them, touched, his mind connected, his mind touched an otherworldly being, something not of this universe. And it drove him crazy. He is mad. And while he isn't, he is sane enough to operate in this world. But there will be times where he goes off on rants, where he sees things that other people can't see. That there would just be times where he seems like he belongs in an asylum, for lack of a better term. He is quite mad. But that being said, he, having touched those otherworldly beings, knowing who they are, what they are, he knows magics that many other people do not. And the little snake guy that is around him, metagaming, that's his familiar. But it whispers to him. It whispers secrets to him about the world. You'll often see him talking to it, where you guys can't understand what he says. There was one other thing. Oh, and he will ultimately take great interest in George when he meets you all. He's part of the Hack Inc. team. That's how you would have heard of him. And he greets you, telling you that he's been sent by Omen, that he knows a little bit about Lottie. Those are the kinds of magics that he's more familiar with, the out there, the planar magics. But George, he when you greet him, he senses something in you. He looks at you and says, you and I, we have similar magics. Are you've been touched by those outside as well, haven't you? And basically, Cthulhu is a warlock, and he senses that in you as well, even though you're also a paladin.
Look, I'm not the best paladin. That's why I'm a warlock too. I go off my emotions way more than I thought. Killing the bearded devils, way more emotional.
With that, I don't think I need these pages anymore at the moment. Okay. So this is what he will tell you about Lottie. Lottie is a very old clockmaker and wizard. As you already know, Lottie created the orrery. He knows that she scattered the components, but doesn't know why Lottie would do this. All rumors he's heard is that Lottie is very powerful, and it's best not to cross her. She will destroy anyone who crosses her path. Not crosses her path, who crosses her path in an antagonistic way. And finally, if the rumors he's heard over the years are to be believed, Lottie lives in a town called Fortune, near located amid hills to the east of the Gray Peak Mountains, and not far from the desert of Enrock. I'm going to take you back to the map, and we're going to reveal that. Because he will mark where that is for you. Come on. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's why I'm on the wrong layer. That's why I couldn't get it to work. So, right over here is where it is. Did that take you guys there?
Approximately which part of the map is it on?
Down in the from you guys.
Oh, okay, I found it.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, bottom right.
Um,
Are they giving us the battleship to take?
yes, yes,
That'd
they
be great.
are.
All right.
However, uh, before he does that, um, there are things. So yes, he will tell you that as a powerful wizard, means of of teleporting just right there with things such as your magic door probably won't work or would get jumbled along the way and redirected. So a physical form of transportation is probably better. You guys can, of course, go on foot, get some horses, whatever. Or if you'd like, you can take said battle balloon. The crew will stay with it and help you man it. But of course, you know, uh, this won't be your balloon. This still belongs to Ack Inc. You're just renting it. We will waive the rent fee, no cost up front. You're welcome. Uh, that being said, we will need you to sign some waivers. Basically saying that you're responsible for it. If anything happens to it, you'll pay for it. You bring it back with a full tank of helium, all that jazz. Um, um, if anybody dies, anybody in the crew dies, you pay their family the wear guilt. The responsibility will be on you. Um, oh, and yes, if any of you, well, I'll just put this in chat. The primary focus of the agreement is to clarify the incomprehensibly high rental cost, and to emphasize that the vehicles remains the property of ACK Inc. The lengthy process of signing, countersigning, witnessing, signing is followed by characters providing samples of your fingernails and hair clippings. In case of the destruction of the balloon and all aboard, the company reserves the right to resurrect the characters as indentured servants to work off the loss. So, do you guys want to go on the battle balloon?
Yes.
I mean, the alternative
I
is
didn't
that's
actually
going to
hear
take
all
us.
I didn't hear all the legalese. My character didn't hear all the legalese stuff. He just heard battle balloon. And
I was going to say it's going to take us forever to get there if we don't, right?
Yeah.
no.
Are we still missing a piece of the orrery that even Lottie doesn't have, like someone else has?
The
Yes, they're
Snorlax, Snorlax and crew have the last
Oh.
piece, other than her.
yeah, there are two pieces you're missing.
So we need to try to set up a trap for the Snorlax crew, even though they probably have a trap set up for us.
Let's set a trap for their trap.
Yeah, let's just go. I don't know if we should take the battle whip because it's just so expensive.
I mean, we could just park it at a safe distance and then continue on foot.
Yeah, we probably should do that. Like, we're just gonna avoid all combat. We're gonna have to baby this thing. It may be like a proper warship, but we're gonna baby the shit out of it. Like if we're gonna hit a flock of birds, we might have to divert course to avoid the birds.
So here's a
Like
weird
having in your
thought.
car.
If we attached the door to the ship, does it travel with it? And then we could just deploy it from there?
But the door's still a week out.
Yep, you still have a week out before you can get the door back.
Oh, we'd have to fly to where the door is and then pick it up.
I mean, here's one thing I'll say. If we go and sell all these torches, we can have a heck of a spending spree to sort of get ourselves. I feel like this is this is straight up Final Fantasy. We just got the airship. We're heading off for what feels like the last story arc. There's probably not going to be any shops past this point. So whatever we want, we should probably go get now.
You're as far as the episode arcs go for this, just to give you an idea of where you're at. There are a total of 6 episodes, what they call episodes here, and you are in the middle of episode 5. I don't know how long episode 6 is because I haven't really looked at it, but you are in the middle of episode 5.
Clearly, episode 6 is the conclusion, the end credits. And after that, they all went to extreme debt
And I'm just saying,
and became slaves to Ink.
if we go sell all this stuff, we're gonna have almost 20,000 gold.
Mm.
And actually, if I keep crafting on our way to wherever we're gonna do this, we will have 20,000 gold.
We could also upgrade the manor to have giant spider legs, and so it could travel around, and the door could travel around.
And it'll get finished right around the time that the campaign is over.
Yes, exactly.
And then the next question: if you can craft all those things, why can't you just craft up a bunch of gold and counterfeit?
Well, the problem is that I can craft gold into gold coins, but 1 gold coin worth of gold is 1 gold coin. There's no playing the exchange rate. The trick is that most people can't generate spell slots, so the actual spell slots are what I'm selling here. What I was kind of thinking, though, is if there's something more expensive that we think would be a real edge, we could get that, or we could get a lot of like small improvements. Like we could get +1 armor for everybody. I could put a +1 on my mace. That's relatively cheap.
I guess the question would be how. I'm going to take you back to this map. While yes, the battle balloon would be a much quicker way of travel. Are you going to go out of your way to go to Waterdeep or Neverwinter? Or do you want to make a direct line for Fortune? Not a lot of really large cities on the way there.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, there's a decent sized city here, but and I'll even put the name on the. Well, maybe. There we go. But yeah, so how much time are you guys willing to waste?
I mean, I'm thinking to like get fully kitted out would be a pretty big deal. I'm also trying to think, what do we know? So who is the final bad guy lineup that we know of? There's Snorlax the Mind Flayer.
Mm-hmm.
There is Huber, the crazy necromancer.
Yes.
That's the name I was trying to think of earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Herbert Hoover.
Who else do we know of?
You know that there's been a goblin mentioned.
I still think someone in town is working with them. Just by the way,
Maybe, but
I
you
am
guys haven't really explored that.
shoot. That would have been a great thing to spend a week on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, could we have since I healed her up? Could we say that Talanatha spent the week tailing that new cleric?
Um,
I mean, what are we
you
paying her
could.
for?
What's that?
I said, I mean, what else are we paying her for?
You could say that. There is one small-ish problem with it, though. The cleric doesn't really come out of the temple. Doesn't really make many appearances at all, really.
Oh, well, let's park the battle balloon over the temple. I'm just so highly suspicious. The mayor also seems suspicious, but I think he's just a jerk.
Okay, well now I'm curious what would happen if like Town Alpha walked around town with plans C, D, and E.
Could we say that she at least does she gather any information that's useful? Has anyone been in the temple or
Oh yeah, lots of people go there all the time.
has anyone ever noticed anything sketchy? And I guess we could send her to Gariel first, because Gariel would probably have strong feelings.
Um, wait, I don't. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so um, the information that you get for about the new cleric in town in charge of the nice temple is basically the same stuff you already know. She's a gnome, has two acolytes that are both human female. They showed up a couple months ago at this point and bought the temple and renovated it and started uh, selling some different things in there, but they still give services once or twice a week. It just says regular services. However often regular services are in this place. Um, yeah, and over the course of a few months, they've earned the trust and favor of most of the townsfolk. People like Gary L still don't care for them much because they're selling their services, which is not something she necessarily approves of. But everybody's got to earn a living. Um, the head priest, uh, Ditch Fundy, stays removed from public interactions for the most part, and and mostly just looks after the financial welfare of the temple. Is there anything specific you want to ask Talanatha to do in order to follow this person, or
What do you
do you
guys
want her
think?
to try? Do you want her to try and break in at some point, or what exactly are you wanting her to do?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Hear me out. We hire our own clerics and give them a room in the manor, and then her place accidentally burns down. So we could try and steal that business.
No. We like Gariel. It's the other one.
Oh,
It's Fundy that we're having issues with.
You haven't had issues. You've never spoken with her.
Yeah, suspicious. Suspicious.
But not suspicious of the minor exchange woman who's helped you out, even though the old minor exchange owner mysteriously disappeared.
Didn't we
no,
figure out what happened to her?
no.
No, I don't think so.
What was her
Did you?
name?
Um, Halia Thornton.
I swear, I remember going, "Oh, that's what happened to her," and now for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. Something we did made me go, "Oh, that's what happened to her." Oh, what was it?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. I swear we found out what that was, and I cannot think of it.
I don't think you did.
I don't know. I feel like she went out of her way to help us at not for free, but for relatively reasonable rates. Whereas this other thing is one of the only big change-ups in town that happened. It happened before the manor got destroyed, right?
Yes.
I don't like
So
it.
did the miners exchange switch over.
Right, but we've interacted with her at least.
Mm-hmm. True.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray about it.
Okay.
Can I literally like I don't know, make some kind of religion check and see if my little personal deity has a weird vibe from that temple?
Yes. But before you do, let me think about how this would go down. uh, so your deity is new. What sort of vibe are you like? Are you trying to get an evil vibe or like a charlatan vibe? Like what kind of vibe are you?
I mean, yeah, I
Or
guess
are you just playing?
it would be almost sort of like detect cleric magic. Like the first question is there like legit clerical stuff happening? And then the next question is what kind of cleric stuff is happening and does it match who they say they are?
Okay.
Vibe check.
No, that's not what I want to. Give me 1 second. Um, so how do you? Let's start off with this. When you're praying to your deity this way, do you imagine any kind of ritual that goes along with it, or or is it more like a silent prayer? Um, what's going on with it?
I mean, I think literally. So the whole vibe of this is that Arendt sort of accidentally brought this god into being
Mm-hmm.
with this little sort of mysterious clay idol that his parents pulled out of a dungeon. And I think there's really no like pattern to it. It's literally just like it sits on a shelf in his room and he's like working on something and just sort of like casually chatting because there's no other, there's not really any other followers, so it's not like the god's focus is divided. So it's really just more like him, like, you know, probably hammering away at something and going, hey, Horizon, have you ever gotten like a weird vibe off that temple in town? Like, do they seem legit?
And do you imagine the statue talking to you, or do you have like a vision, or how do you imagine this him responding?
I think it'd probably be just sort of like simple conversational answers. Because again, there's no like pretense. Like,
Yeah.
and the only means of interacting that this god has experienced is with him. So it would be very like casual, just like, you know, sort of saying it how it is as best it understands.
Okay. Um, so what I'm going to do here is I'm I'm going to augment the augury spell just a little bit. And we're basically going to kind of go with that, but I'm gonna need you to roll a d20. Um, or actually, you know what? We could just do a d4 because there are four options. Do a d4. 2. Okay. Um, so as you've said, there there's no real precedent for this, and your god's pretty new. Doesn't necessarily have a lot of experience with with everyone here, but I say everyone here with gods in general. Um, he's a new god, a young god. He doesn't know them real well. You know the other gods. He's been around what, a handful of years at most. Hasn't really had all that many interactions with them. Um, the only the only real interactions he's had with other other temples or priests for that matter has been the same experience that you've had. Um, that being said, yeah, uh, he thinks there's something a little odd about it. He doesn't know what it is, but somebody in that temple is not being honest about something.
Oh, oh, wait, hold on, hold on.
What?
Okay. Before we leave, I guess we could just say, like, so this is all kind of happening in the background. Whenever there's one of these sort of regular services, I think Errant would just go.
Okay.
Is there anything noteworthy to sort of see during the service?
Uh, no. I don't believe so. Is there something specific you're looking for?
Well, one of the things I'm looking for is are there any like what are sort of the backstage areas? Like what are the areas where like people aren't allowed to go?
Well, before we do this, sorry, am I to understand that you're wanting to postpone your trip?
Well, this would only take me 10 minutes to.
If you're trying to attend a service,
Well, that's what I'm
uh,
saying. It's like sometime during the week, if possible.
oh, well, all right, I'll allow it. Uh, but yeah, yeah, you spent most of your week working, but I guess we could let you take 10 minutes. That's not too big of a retcon. What exactly are you looking for again? I'm sorry.
So, just in general, trying to get a first-hand vibe of the place.
Hmm.
I think maybe he might even walk in with Detect Magic already cast.
Okay.
Just kind of like, or would that be better? Detect Magic or Detect Evil and Good? Which of these is better?
You can't do both.
No, they're both concentration. Oh, wait, can you cast Detect Magic?
Mm, I can't remember. I think at one point you said that I wouldn't need it because you had. Oh, I do have Detect Magic. Never mind.
Maybe we both go?
There you go.
If you do Detect Magic, I'll do Detect Evil and Good. And we can just kind of
All
look
right.
around the room.
Oh, whoops.
Because Detect Evil and Good picks up aberrations, celestials, elementals, fey, fiends, or undead within 30 feet. And if a place or object within 30 feet has been magically consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah, that could be useful.
So if they're not a cleric at all, there'd probably be no consecration. If they're an evil cleric, there would be desecration. And Veerheist could pick up any magic happening.
Right. Fair magic.
Sorry, guys. I've been gunning for this person this whole time. I thought they were sketchy for like.
Right.
I mean, this is session 30 something, so I thought they were sketchy for like 6 months.
Right. Really looking forward to.
Um, so detect magic is the easiest one to say. You don't detect any magical. You don't detect anything magical. No magic items. No spells that are protecting anything or anything like that. Um, that is, yeah, nothing that I'm seeing at any rate. If I discover something different, I will tell you. The detect evil and good, you definitely don't detect any of those creatures. Um, you definitely don't detect any desecration. As far as um, it's hard to say for the conservation. Um, I'll say I'll say this: the you do get a sense that clerical magic takes place here. Um, but you're not getting such a powerful sense of a place that is totally and fully consecrated. This is not this may not be the holy place that it's made out to be. Um, for something that's been going on a half year, full year, you would expect to feel more divine magic, a more of a divine presence here. Um, you definitely get hints of it, but yeah, there's it's not the it's a church of Joaquin, Waukeen, but this doesn't feel like a church. Does that am I making any sense?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not active. The church itself isn't actively evil. Um, there's definitely something happening here sometimes, but it's not constant. It's not, and this is just you walking around the church. You're not speaking with anybody or anything like that. Um,
Don't worry. This is only Act 1. I have a follow up.
okay,
Is Wowkeen, I mean, or whatever it is it a like well known, what do we call it, following, or is like this the only one that we know of? Or
no, it is. If I remember correctly, it is a well-known deity,
okay,
deity of wealth or something like that. If I remember right.
uh,
Does our Major Domo have an easy way of contacting sort of the Acking network?
Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to figure out what. Yeah, so it is. Joaquin is the goddess of. Well, what is it? Uh, goddess of merchants and lowly peddlers. You probably would have heard of her then, Veerheis.
Yes, this is true.
All the way from lowly peddlers to the wealthy owners of trading companies, investors, accountants, entrepreneurs, caravan guides, warehouse owners, philanthropists, deal makers, money lenders, and so on. Joaquin was also the goddess of illicit trade and the patron of many smugglers, fences, black marketeers, and businessmen on the
Ah.
shady side of commerce.
So as far as I could tell, looks like a legit Wowkeen temple or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be a shop that was
Okay.
converted to a temple. The shop went out of business. These people showed up and converted it, bought it, converted it,
Right.
and they are still selling stuff out of it,
Hmm.
goods and services. Even though you guys haven't made a trip here before,
Do they sell Wowkeen bobbleheads?
probably. So, with that, back to the battle balloon. Are you guys wanting to go to Neverwinter or
I do have a follow up.
that will be for when you come back?
Well, I don't actually have to be here for it.
Oh,
As a 5th level cleric, I have access to the 3rd level cleric spell, Clairvoyance.
okay.
So if I have seen a location, like if I've seen like a closed door, I can use Clairvoyance to look behind it at a distance.
Okay.
So I'd kind of like to pick some times when they're not having services and just drop a Clairvoyance in some of the sort of staff only areas and just see what's going on.
Yeah. Within range in a location. Okay. You so you have to choose seeing or hearing, and it has to be in an obvious location that is unfamiliar to you. Behind a door, around a corner, or in a grove of trees. So we're gonna say you pick a room. Um, does saying on like the door work for you?
Yeah, like the other side of any doors I can
Like
see that.
almost like you've got a peephole in the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you can see, but you can't hear.
Oh.
Um, how long does this last? 10 minutes. You're picking a time when when they're not having a service. So give or take, what time of day would you want to do this?
I kind of feel like they're more likely. Well, what do you guys think? Is this more of a morning, midday, or evening, or night? Do you think they'd be getting up to shenanigans?
They're doing. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Well, since I was kind of running around with Dodger at night, did I notice anything or not?
Um, not really. If these people were doing anything,
Like there weren't any lights on or something.
yeah, they're if they were doing it, they're doing it very sneakily. You would not have noticed anything being distracted as you were. Likely tired, drunk, and full of love.
That's what they're calling it.
I think I would check at night.
Okay. Like shortly after sun's gone down, or like middle of the night, or
I would say like a few hours into the night, not like 2 a.m., like
okay.
10 o'clock or
So
11 o'clock
like
or something.
okay.
10:30.
Snorlax has been here the whole time.
Is it? Um, are you? When would you be doing? Like what day?
The day when something interesting was happening.
Well, I'm just wondering, like the day of one of their services, and it's afterwards, the day before.
I would think, yeah, immediately after a service, maybe they might be.
Yeah, that kind of feels like there might be something to it.
Okay. Um,
And if I really want to be paranoid, no, I couldn't keep doing it when we leave. I'd have to do it from our. Oh wait, but if we put the, we don't have the door back. Shoot. Oh well, yeah. We'll say day of a service. See what happens.
yeah, I'm gonna regret having given you guys that door if it lets you pull all these shenanigans.
Wait, you could cast clairvoyance through the door or something?
Well, if the door was on the ship, I would just step back into the manor, cast the
Oh,
spell, and then get back
right.
on the ship.
Well, because clairvoyance only has like a limited range.
It's
I'm
1
guessing.
mile.
Okay.
Divination is anywhere,
Oh,
but that's like a 5th level spell.
So yeah, you. We'll say you got lucky and chose the door that is for the head cleric, the gnome. Um, what you see is she is bent over a desk. Well, I say
Whoa,
bent over.
now.
she's full of love too.
She is hunched over a desk. Um, I won't say furiously scribbling, but she's got a scroll out, a quill or pen, if you will, and is hastily writing on it. Uh, you can see her room is filled with bookshelves. Um, nothing nothing crazy. Nothing seems totally out of place. Um, very normal, very boring cleric's room. Um, yeah, she is scribbling by candlelight. Um, you see her sort of finish up, uh, look over her work or whatnot, and you see her take whatever it was she was writing and fold it up and put it into an envelope. Um, and she gets up to what you can assume is leave the room and mail it, send it, file it. You don't know.
Okay, that's where I tag in Talanatha. Go intercept that letter.
Well, we will find out what happens at a later time.
Continue.
It's all right. When the door catches up, then we'll be able to pop back out. As long as they don't burn our keep down in 6 days.
Right. Well, we've got that ogre bodyguard now, so.
Okay, sorry for the divergence. I would hate to come back and our keep was destroyed again.
Right. From some sneaky.
So, when did you did? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So you do the spying, and next day you jump on the ship. That sound good?
Yeah, that's fair. And I think we could say, too, if you want sort of an in-fiction reason, maybe Talanatha is like, well, it wouldn't be smart to just grab it in town. She's going to, like, follow it down the road somewhere and get it.
Well, you don't know it's a letter. The person may not even be mailing it.
Well,
They
could
may
just
be
be
going
filing
to
it.
file it.
The
Put it in a
the
cabinet
voice
somewhere.
of the omni-god who narrates our world said it in my head that it was a letter that she was going to mail.
I said no such thing. I said you don't know what she'll be doing with it.
She wrote a letter to be sent later.
She might be sending it to her secret love.
It was just a love letter all along.
But her love is Snorlax. All right. Sorry for the super long diversion.
Right.
We'll come back. We'll circle back to this.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So, with that, yeah, going to a city or making a beeline for fortune.
I mean, if we go sell these, we'll have enough to like deck us out fully in like +1 armor and shields and weapons all the way around. And then some.
Would Red Larch have anything? I don't know, since it's on the way, I mean, yeah, at the very least, would we be able to sell stuff there, or I
Yeah,
guess we wouldn't be able to.
you could definitely sell stuff. Whether or not they have things you're looking for, who's to say? I have a magic shop generator here. We can find out. Or you can go to a large city, Neverwinter or Waterdeep, and
Yeah.
you can for sure find what you're looking for. But the amount of time it might take you to find the people selling what you
Yeah.
want, it could extend out more than just a day trip.
I mean, I still kind of feel like it's worth it because if we go to, even if we can sell it in Red Larch, I feel like the odds of them having what we actually want are not
Yeah,
great.
to buy.
Like, it wouldn't hurt. I would think maybe to pick up a round of potions of resistance. Maybe get a full set of psychic and a full set of necrotic. Because we know we've got a mind flayer. Because Snorlax used Mind Blast, right? We got hit with some psychic
yes.
damage whammies.
Yes.
Being able to cut that in half would be real good.
Yeah.
That's all assuming you face him again. The people did tell you the name of the organization, right?
It's a good question.
Did your Enterprises tell you the name of the organization that Snorlax was working for? Or
Oh,
a
so
part
he's
of?
not even the main in charge person.
Let's find out. Um,
The 6.
yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, I
Yes.
think that would be something else that would be good to know. I would think that if we swung through Neverwinter, knowing that this is who we're up against, some of us could go buy and sell, and some of us could go to headquarters and basically just be like, "Hey, can you give us all the files you have on the 6?"
to Neverwinter it is.
Are y'all okay with that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
You know what? Let's do it.
Um,
Sounds good.
It'd be really funny if we had left Flabbergast in place and, like, we're about to die and we just whisper, "Whippoorwill." And suddenly we're all possessing dwarf bodies, and that's the new campaign.
Oh, come on. I thought. I'm not easily finding what I'm looking for. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. It's almost 10. We're going to call it for the night. Over the week, you guys figure out what it is you want to buy while in Neverwinter. And I will try and figure out everything Ack Inc. has on the 6 and what they're willing to share with you.
Sounds good.
Because I thought there was a little section that highlighted the 6, but I'm not finding it, and it's very
Oh, no.
frustrating. Because they have things like, oh, here's the A team, here's the B team, here's House Dran, here's these things, but they don't have a thing for the 6, and I thought they did. So yeah, same time next week.
Sounds
Sorry,
good.
it was a relatively boring session.
It's my
No.
fault.
Yeah.
I found it interesting, though.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Yeah. We were finding out stuff. This was
Yeah, we were exploring. We were checking out our neighbors.
Oh yeah,
yeah, spying on our neighbors.
I'll put this on the map for you. We'll move you guys all to Neverwinter. But what I should be asking you, and this is something you can take the week to decide as well, but on the ship, you guys will need to take on roles.
Cinnamon.
It's like similar to Colby's roles because I'll be the accountant again.
Very, very similar. Someone needs to be the captain. Someone, actually, I'll just put it in.
You know what? I think Veerheis will make a great captain since he's kind of already likes the ship. Clearly, Noble Six is a weapon master.
I mean, Veerheis kind of sounds like a mechanic.
This is true.
Yeah.
Or the lookout, being as he's the cartographer.
Well, I also have advantage on perception checks, though.
Sounds like somebody else should have been the cartographer then.
I mean, I didn't then. Also,
Well-
let's be real. I have really leaned into the hordes person thing.
Yeah.
He does like that, yeah.
We have generated so much more income from crafting than anything else we've gotten.
It is useful.
How many days would you say it takes to get to Neverwinter?
In the battle balloon,
2 days.
2, yeah. It's probably most of a week by foot. I keep forget we keep establishing this and I keep forgetting it. So we'll say it takes a quarter of that time. So a day and a half, 2 days. As you guys aren't really super familiar with controlling a battle balloon. So maybe
I
a
feel
little
like we
longer
need to
than
get one of
normal.
our own. Aaron, to write this down, we must get a battle balloon because it will help us with trade to build the Tressendar castle.
I mean, really, the door is going to be flipping great if we ever get downtime for it. Because we could just, like, send the door to Neverwinter and then just, like, grab stuff from our storage room, walk through the door, buy stuff,
Right.
carry it back in. On the way, I'm going to make 2 more torches.
Okay.
We're gonna abuse this door. We're gonna try to make as much money as possible.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
regretting allowing you to teleport. But yeah, so you guys can decide what roles you want.
So just for reference, I'm looking at the. Because we don't actually need all 4. We could get completely kitted out in +1 armor, +1 shields, and +1 weapons for everyone except Veerheis who doesn't use them. For 11,500 gold.
That seems extremely cheap for +1 everything.
Well, I'm looking at the same magical prices chart.
Hmm.
I think going by the DMG, it's actually much worse. Like, it's more ridiculous. Because the only pricing they have is just based on rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cap for a +1. Make sure they're all uncommon. Oh, +1 armor is rare. The cap for uncommon items is 600. So the shields and weapons would actually be way cheaper. But yeah, that's off the same chart. But if we figure out more about the 6 and what we're facing, we could also drop some money on scrolls and potions. One-off things that'd be really helpful. Like, there's a spell called Intellect Fortress. Although it might end up being too expensive. Oh, it's only level 3. Which gives you resistance to psychic damage and advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws.
Maybe I'm looking at a different sane magical thing than you. But like the one I found has a +1 weapon, has 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it capped at 6.
No, that's the rules in Xanathars.
Oh, okay.
Because an uncommon, it's only an uncommon, and the max price if we get the worst roll is 600, and it could be as low as 100.
Huh. Yeah, this chart is that does seem extremely cheap for a magical item. But I thought you were saying that the weapon itself would be, yes, 600. But yeah, this is better. More, I don't want to say more expensive, but seems much more reasonable for a magical item.
Yeah. Well, and you can see some things go up and some things go down.
Yeah.
So like a vicious weapon is is a rare, which is bizarre, because in a lot of ways it's worse than a +1 weapon, and they price it as such.
But it's vicious in the name. And it's all about branding.
Yeah, because I think a vicious weapon isn't even a +1. No, it's not. It is only when you roll a nat 20, you deal an extra 7 damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's it. And it's a rare for some reason.
Hmm. Maybe there's a lore reason for it.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. But yeah, that would just be the most basic thing. But if you all were to look through the magic item list for things that are like, I mean, under 20,000, if it's something really, really good, like an absolute game changer, we could potentially put this stuff aside and get that instead. But yeah, potions of resistance are 300 each.
Did you share that? Here you guys go. Here's the Google Drive link to that I found, where you guys can go through and see prices of things.
Say, mine's in a fancy PDF.
Yeah, the Google Drive should send you to the PDF where you can download it.
Oh, okay.
Because
Oh, yeah, it
that's
did.
what I just did. I just downloaded it. So yeah,
Sovereign glue. Gonna glue somebody to something.
so yeah, we'll call it there for the night. You guys think of the items you want and the roles you want on the ship, and we'll meet back same time next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna load up Tiny Tina's.
I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Till next week.
Oh, so I do have an idea for a one shot at some point in the future.
Ooh.
Have you all watched and or played? Oh, whoops, we're still on stream. Bye, internet.
See ya.
Thanks for watching. Are you a bot? You feel like you're a bot. If you're not a bot, say something.
Hello, bot.
Going once,
I love you.
going twice, and they're a bot.